On July 13, in Podgorica, the capital of Montenegro, a highway known as the most difficult to build in Europe was conquered by China. July 13 is the National Day of Montenegro, and on this day, a grand opening ceremony was held for the priority section of the North-South Motorway project in Montenegro. Many local residents came to watch the fireworks display to celebrate the completion of this motorway that will benefit countless people. At first, the contractor of this highway was not a Chinese company. Europe is seeking cooperation in this project, but no country has dared to undertake it for 6 years, which also reflects how difficult it is to build this road. In the end, it only took China 7 years to successfully open this project to traffic. After all are completed, this road can be connected with Serbia's high-speed road. Montenegro's economy is not developing fast, and its transportation facilities are relatively backward, so they also urgently need this road for development. So, how did China conquer the most difficult highway in Europe in a relatively short period of time? What architectural problems of the century did they encounter? Okay, that and more is exactly what we are going to talk about today. According to data from the Ministry of Transport, in the 10 years from 2012 to 2022, China's railways and highways has increased by about 1.1 million kilometers, which is equivalent to circling the Earth's equator 27.5 times. In addition, high-speed railways and motorways cover more than 95% of cities with a population of more than 200,000. Behind this great leap, China's advanced infrastructure technology is constantly emerging, which has established its position as a world leader in civil engineering. Montenegro is located in the southwest of the Balkan Peninsula in Europe, with an area of 13,800 square kilometers and a population of 622,000. The Montenegro North-South Motorway is the greatest construction project in the history of Montenegro, and it will bring a more comfortable and faster traffic experience to the local people. The highway starts from the coastal city of Bar in the south and ends in the border city of Boljar between Montenegro and Serbia in the north, with a total length of about 180 kilometers. Before the opening of the motorway, the infrastructure in Montenegro, especially in the northern mountainous areas, was extremely inconvenient, and the phenomenon of rolling rocks also appeared endlessly. For many years, the people of Montenegro have been eagerly looking forward to having their own motorway. The entire construction period of the Montenegrin North-South Motorway is as long as 7 years, and the total length of the main motorway is 180 kilometers. Among them, the Smokovac-Matošivo section is in the priority construction stage. It has 16 tunnels, 20 bridges, including 3 interchanges, making it the most difficult section of the entire motorway in terms of technology and construction, with a bridge-tunnel ratio as high as 60%. The high bridge-tunnel ratio also reflects the difficulty of construction. Compared with flat roads, it always takes more time and effort to build bridges and tunnels. This project has set many records of Chinese enterprises in similar projects in Europe. The altitude exceeds 2,000 m, the geological conditions are the most complex, and the bridge-tunnel ratio is as high as 60%. The road section of the project spans 2 climate zones and 2 geological zones. The first 22 kilometers is a limestone area with a Mediterranean climate, and the last 19 kilometers is a FLYSCH area with a temperate continental climate. The construction conditions are extremely complicated. So, how did the Chinese construction team solve these problems? Under the condition of a short construction period, how to unite Chinese and foreign teams to maximize the strength of cooperation became the top priority at that time. Although Chinese engineers have rich experience, they do have various restrictions when they are overseas. First of all, language differences are the primary problem they need to solve, especially in key links such as technical disclosure, joint review of drawings, and material supply, which often consume a lot of time, greatly reducing work efficiency and speed. Faced with this situation, the project team actively organized local partners to study in China. After disseminating the advanced domestic road and bridge construction experience, the two parties naturally reached an agreement on the engineering concept. Besides, the environment near the North-South Highway in Montenegro is beautiful, and a 3-kilometer-long tunnel is like a gate through which you can cross from one climate zone to another. The two ends of the tunnel have completely different temperatures, soil forms and plant species. Under such circumstances, environmental protection is also an examination paper that the construction unit must work hard to answer well. In addition to the relatively gentle slope of the roadbed slope in China, which can be directly protected by planting grass, other slopes are mostly protected by concrete skeletons, and the protection effect is better. However, for countries with high requirements for landscape protection, the normative standards do not allow a large amount of concrete to be used in roadbed slope protection. Moreover, as a road construction project, the cost of land acquisition is relatively high. In order to reduce land occupation, the slope cannot be unconditionally slowed down to a stable state, so protective measures are indispensable. Based on the specification, the anchor rod plus hanging net protection is adopted in large quantities as an alternative to concrete skeleton protection for the slope of the roadbed of the North-South Highway in Montenegro. This type of protection measure can greatly reduce the amount of masonry used, and the landscape greening effect after spraying thin grass planting at a later stage is very good, and the environmental benefits are also very outstanding. A total of 53 environmental permits have been obtained for this project. During the construction process, regular tests were carried out on air, water, camp wastewater and tunnel wastewater, soil and noise to ensure that the environmental protection work complies with the laws and regulations of the European Union and Montenegro. After the opening of the priority section, the local residents were very excited. This was the first time in their lives that they boarded a highway belonging to their own country. However, due to insufficient publicity and guidance on high-speed safe driving in the early stage, there were many illegal driving incidents. On the first day of opening, the local TV station RTCG reported that there were drivers smoking and resting in the high-speed tunnel, and some were even driving in the wrong direction and speeding, but fortunately, there were no traffic incidents. Milan Ljiljanic, the head of the Montenegrin government's transport infrastructure, also complained about the serious lack of transport culture among his countrymen. In the next few days, after the TV station's report, the public also gradually adapted to the rules of the motorway. In general, as the most important infrastructure project in Montenegro for decades and the first highway in the history of Montenegro, the date of its official opening to traffic will be recorded in history. It will be the beginning of Montenegro's permanent connection with the world, whereby the hills of Montenegro's karst mountains will be connected with fertile plains. After the priority section of the Montenegrin North-South Motorway project was put into operation, many Montenegrins said with joy, "We will no longer encounter long queues of up to 1 kilometer behind trucks, or reckless overtaking in the middle of a curve." This has really brought well-being to the local people. This is not the first time that China has undertaken motorway construction projects in other countries. Since the most difficult highway to build in Europe has been conquered by China. So what do you think? What is the next stop? Okay, that's all for today. Please put your comments below and share your insightful ideas with other people. Thank you so much for your continuous support. Your precious time with us is highly appreciated. Hot Topics time to explore the wisdom behind the news. We will see you in the next video.